SSSNIPERWOLF has described herself as a hot girl gamer, a cosplayer, a vlogger, and is now a reaction channel YouTuber who's amassed a following that she likes to call her wolf pack.
And subscribe, join the wolf pack! Ow!
Unfortunately for her, she also manages to keep the attention of several communities of people who want her to fail, who compile slideshow exposés of her suspected lies and run alternate channels to hers, and who gather in some of the darker corners of the internet to commiserate over how much they hate her guts, and to keep detailed records of all of her worst behavior. We'll take a closer look at some of the photos and videos that SSSNIPERWOLF has uploaded, as well as some comments she's made about editing and about other women, and we'll see what we can learn.
Before you show off your phony games, make sure to get Adobe trained. Walls weren't mended, booty distended, holes are bending, layers aren't blended. When a hoe uploads a second time, compare the two and find out why. They played themselves and they can't rewind. The Thought Patrol can read their mind.
How did she get here? Well, she's no stranger to controversy. In fact, she's grown with it over time. From her rise to fame after alleging that another popular gamer girl was faking her footage, to persistent accusations of her own Call of Duty gameplay being faked, to the recent allegations that she's been misleading people about her Overwatch gameplay and may have had men boosting her account while she was offline.
Look at that jump in points. There's no way I can believe that she didn't use someone, especially after everything else I talked about.
To the text messaging scandal with FaZe Censor, where she claimed he'd faked them until he went to Verizon and had his backups verified, and all of her misguided attempts to distance herself from revealing photos.
Again, it's not even me. Why is this hoe in the thumbnail when it's not even me?
SSSNIPERWOLF is the biggest hoe in this community.
As far as her drama, that barely scrapes the surface. It's a lot. The more that you look at her history, the more a pattern starts to emerge of SSSNIPERWOLF calling someone out for being fake. Meanwhile, increasing amounts of people suggest that she's the one faking something. But today, we'll set most of that history aside in order to talk about editing. And I'll be joining her in doing some absolute dog shit cosplay. This will probably get a little negative, so let's start with some positives. SSSNIPERWOLF has a lot of natural advantages and a lot of strategic pursuits that are going right for her. And you can see how she would be ticking a lot of the right boxes to be an internet star. She's by all accounts an above average FPS gamer. She's an attractive tomboy who does seem to enjoy some nerdy activities, and she's dating a neckbeard. And all of those things combine to make her seem, maybe, like some sort of modern ideal. The modern ideal who would also be attainable for some lucky guy. And if you can get past the yelling,
But at what price? At what price, Ashley? You've been exposed! Fake! Yeah, guys, you can take her.
and the weird baby talk ebonics that she's adopted for YouTube,
You lying! But who is you? So I wanted to attempt it.
then you'll be rewarded by a very abrasive personality. She's so openly hostile and egomaniacal that she's managed to persistently alienate herself from every single community that she could have easily been a part of or a leader of. Cosplay, gaming, YouTube, Twitter, Overwatch, Call of Duty. You name the community that SSSNIPERWOLF has had something to do with, and it already seems like she's annoyed or insulted a good cross-section of it. When it comes to SSSNIPERWOLF being called a liar or toxic like her own merch, there's a lot of smoke there. You've probably heard the phrase, where there's smoke, there's fire. But in this case, what I'm gonna say is where there's wolf, there's sausage. Case in point. Let's get you a treat, you little wolf. Once a wolf meets a sausage, marries a sausage, starts a business with its sausage, they're inseparable. Which is the same for SSSNIPERWOLF and her sausage, or manager as he puts it.
I manage Leah.
Former YouTuber, topless YouTuber, and Call of Duty player, Evan Sausage. In fact, we might as well just address them both as a unit at this point because her career is his job. Evan has abandoned his own channel. His Twitter account is now used just to attack Leah's enemies or to retweet her sexy pictures. And so it seems rather clear that One career split between the two of them, but with her as the public face, is their shared project. And because of their trash talk approach to everything, it's not always a very happy project. All of the instances of Leah calling someone either ugly or fat are too numerous to even go through one by one. There are literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of mean tweets and bulletin board arguments and Instagram comments.
Just like some average ugly fucking Mexican bitch with a big ass nose and bushy ass eyebrows. But you said I have low self-esteem. Are you fucking kidding me, you stupid cunt? Go fucking kill yourself. I've seen your ugly asses. You guys are fucking stupid and you guys have no fucking lives.
Really repugnant stuff will come from her fans, and then Leah will click like on it to encourage it. And sometimes the bullying of girls actually comes from Evan's account, like this tweet where he diagrammed the flaws across another female's entire body compared to Leah.
Amazing balance of makeup and natural beauty.
Disgusting caked on makeup and whore face!
My neighbors are seriously gonna report me. Like, I guarantee there's gonna be some domestic abuse reports. Beautiful natural hair.
Not me.
Beautiful hair.
Nasty fake hair!
Perfect, natural, amazing breasts.
Disgusting fake tits!
Potentially police knocking on my door soon. Perfect hip to waist ratio.
No hip to waist ratio! Ugh, alien hands! Alien hands! Fat stomach!
Virgin. 10 out of 10. Would wife.
Ooh la la.
2 out of 10 would not bang. Disgusting torn up pussy whore!
Please, neighbors, I've just moved in. I don't know why you're doing this to me. This is 9:55 and only families live around here.
SSNIPERWOLF is a person who's deeply frustrated by how stupid everybody else is. A Twitter search shows at least 118 times where she's tweeted at someone to call them an idiot. And those are just the ones she hasn't deleted yet, like the one where she called me an idiot and then deleted it. All of the grandstanding she does about how she's real and everyone else is fake draws more scrutiny and criticism on herself. It's a truly idiotic thing for her to do, and she can't stop.
Oh my god, that's not a model. That's a model. My left toe can be a model. Girl, the only medical bills you are paying is for that nose, the lips, the tits, and the ass.
For a young woman with thinning eyelashes, who glues and paints parts of her face on, whose lips have been plumped so thoroughly that they look like a microwaved hot dog about to split its casing, who enlarges her corneas with contacts, who filters her blemished skin so hard that she looks like a cartoon by the time she's done. It's a bit rich for her to be calling out other women for having had work done or calling them fake and then holding herself up above that. Parts of Sausage Wolf's image is fake too. And that's okay, Leah. See, you do what you need to do to make money and to feel good about yourself and to get attention. And so do other women. Take it easy.
I didn't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to look like this.
A bit of editing and knowing your best angles is normal. Like in the Try Hard series, we studied the way that Jen Selter cycles through poses and common ways to edit fitness pics. But depending how poorly you go about it, like Tana, it can look a bit silly. And depending what you claim or what excuses you make for doing it, like SSNIPERWOLF, it can make you look fantastically silly. This is one of the strange things. So many of the things that Leah criticizes other women for doing, she does too, except she's allowed to because she has a doctor's note. Sticking your butt out in photos for Instagram, that's a hoe thing for anyone else to do. But for SSNIPERWOLF, she has lordosis.
Yeah, we got this girl. She already doing the pose. Break your back to make it look like you got an ass pose unless you got lordosis. I got lordosis, so like when I'm standing straight, my back automatically curves like this. So you can't make fun of me. But it's like, damn, obviously this wasn't enough.
Leah stands the flattering way that most girls stand on Instagram, but when they do it, it's fake. And when she does it, it's because she has a medical condition. She has a doctor's note to be a THOT. Very unusual. And yes, she's also had a nose job too, but that was to correct a breathing problem. Not the first time ever that excuse has been used, by the way. SSNIPERWOLF made it clear that she had a septoplasty and not a rhinoplasty, where they actually break your nose in order to change the shape of it, causing black eyes.
So the whole point of my surgery, I am getting a septoplasty. I know it sounds like rhinoplasty, which is a nose job, which is for cosmetic purposes.
So it would be a shame if Leah is one of these rare cases where the recovery for a septoplasty gave her a black eye. Also, there must have been some kind of serious surgical error, since now the bridge of her nose looks so different too. Hey, if you want to get a nose job, get a nose job. But it seems a little uncalled for to get a nose job and mock people who get plastic surgery. Doesn't that seem a little bit unfair and like an inconsistent policy?
All of them got fake tits. All of them got a nose job. All of them got like 10 million surgeries. You hate fake anything, huh? And I hate them too now. I feel like it's disgusting.
Only fake girls like that Jen Selter would get a cosmetic nose job. Leah's was purely a medical condition. Leah's nose job was a medical nose job for rhinoplastos-sniperwolferosis.
You say I'm not confident with my body, but I didn't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to look like this.
And look, if she didn't criticize other women relentlessly for doing these things, I don't think anyone would care that she does them. There probably wouldn't be a whole community of people drawing red circles on her photos trying to prove that she's tuning them up. Quick side note, so I actually know a plastic surgeon who does nose jobs, and just to be thorough, I sent him a text message and asked, would a septoplasty and a turbinate reduction typically cause the kind of bruising that you see in this photo? And would you normally see a change in the profile of the nose like you do in this before and after picture? And I showed him how Leah's nose has changed over time. And he wrote back, that is definitely a nose job. He did say that anytime you get into the nose, you could end up with bruising in the face. But he also he also suggested by his own idea that looking at those photos, she might have had some work done to her chin. So take it all with a grain of a professional's opinion. So there's a few reasons why we're talking about SniperWolf today. Evan or Leah or both are beautifying her content. For some reason, she denies that they do, and they really aren't that good at it.
I don't Photoshop any of my pics. I don't have time for that shit. You think I got time to take a selfie, put it on my computer, Photoshop that, send it back to my phone, post it on Instagram? Hell no!
I think by using Sausage Wolf content as a sort of jumping off point, people watching this video can maybe learn a few editing techniques and dodge some of the common mistakes that we're about to see. While on a recent vacation, SS Sausage Wolf posted a couple photos that I think are just egregious. Maybe it's because they were trying to tune these up on a phone because they were away from home, or they were sitting out in the sun with like a dim screen on their laptop and they couldn't see what they were doing. But for whatever reason, just look at these absolute disasters. The few people that I've shown these two photos to, the first thing they say is, why does she look like a cartoon? Let's tackle this dock photo first. So the major error in this photo is that it looks like someone has clone stamped an overspray onto the wood, onto this dock here. It looks like someone has accidentally erased where the backside of her knee and thigh make contact with the wood. The leg and the dock have basically become one thing.
I can't imagine somebody would do this and think it looks legit and actually post it on social media and people believe it.
Another part of this photo that not so legit is the stomach, okay? Mess around with the curves a little bit. You can see that the edges of the stomach are not crisp. It's the only part of the body that's really like that. These pixels on the stomach are weird. They look horizontally stretched, which means they were probably over here originally and got moved.
You've been exposed! Fake!
Also overdone is the top of her nostril seems to have been erased. Her necklace is beginning to disappear into her neck. I'm guessing that something was stamped on her neck. I don't know what they were fixing, maybe a crease. If you hit this heavily filtered photo with an HDR, then you can start to restore a little bit of the details that you would have seen. Now, I hate to do this to a photo. I think what the editor probably wanted to do was get rid of some light stretch marks at the hip and some cellulite down at the bottom of the thigh. It's a little mean to do this, you know, but don't forget who we're talking about.
Snake.
I tweeted underneath this photo that I could see a clone stamping mistake. And Leah tweeted at me that I'm an idiot and that it's just the Ashby filter. The Ashby filter is one of the default filters in Instagram, and it creates a sort of subtle desaturation and a golden vintage look. I do believe her that she used that on this photo over top of some other work. The Ashby filter just doesn't explain everything that we're looking at here.
Now let's take a look at how to use the clone stamp tool and a skin smoothing filter in a more subtle way.
To do that, we'll work on a photo that SniperWolf uploaded to social media that's only been lightly processed. This photographer doesn't look as concerned with making Leah look like an absolute airbrushed cartoon. I'm guessing that probably only a little under eye was corrected here, and really not a whole lot more. Also, I'm guessing just by how spherical that butt is, there was probably a little push with liquefy here. Probably. I personally think this is a really nice photo. I don't see anything wrong with this. But let's say you don't agree, and you think you have to edit this. Or you have a friend or a client that wants all cellulite shadows removed from the back of the thighs. Here's one way that you can do that. The first thing we're gonna do is duplicate the layer so that we're not making a destructive edit. Then we're gonna play with the clone stamp. By default, your opacity is gonna be set really high. You don't want it that high. You don't want it at 100, you don't want it in the 70s. Let's put it down to about 26. Hold down the Alt key to select a sample patch of skin. We're just subtly blending away some of the shadows, some of the perfectly healthy evidence of cellulite. And let's run one of these skin filters on it, and I'll show you what they do. You could use Facetune, or in Photoshop, you could use a plugin like Imagenomic Portraiture. Under the detail smoothing panel, you can turn up or turn down on the slider what size details you want this filter to attack. On the lower panels, you can play with things like saturation, and also, if we want to add a little bit of sharpness back to the picture after we've removed it, kind of covers your tracks a little bit, you can do that. You can see side by side, on this one, we've got a little more of a that cartoonish pinup look. Now we have a reasonably edited photo. I think we did a pretty good job. It's not magazine quality or anything, but it also doesn't scream retouched. Here's what would. Starting back from scratch, if we grab the clone stamp with a high opacity, a large tool size, and then stamp outside the line. See? Look familiar? We go back into portraiture and we turn the detail smoothing way up, sharpness down. And now we're getting something that looks a little more like what she posted on vacation. Maybe turn that down a little bit. There, that looks terrible. And now it's ready for SniperWolf's Instagram. Not an improvement, in my opinion, but looks a little more like that. What's up, Parky? You see something weird? Is it her thumbnails? Is it the way her jaw disappears? I don't know. It could just be that she's tucked her chin back, but when it comes to something like this, you're never wrong. I would never recommend going that far, and I think SniperWolf herself put it best when she said, you just need a little bit.
That's what gets you exposed. You don't work with what you got, and you get greedy. You just want a little, because a little more ass means a little more likes.
I think she's right. And certainly with face tuning and like tucking up a neck, trimming a chin, I think you can go too far. If you want to believe that two adults out in broad daylight could have skin this soft and fuzzy, you can choose to believe that. But skin filters aren't just for photos. Most people know about the common filters for still images, and of course the Snapchat filters for short little videos, but there are also skin smoothing filters for full-size HD video. These filters work hard for their money too. There's a plugin for Adobe Premiere and Adobe After Effects called Beauty Box. It's been around for a while, and here it is in action. You can kind of see how hard it'll work for you. If you want to look glamorous, it's a pretty nifty little tool. Now, there's any number of ways you can do this. You can do it with a plugin called Neat Video by reducing noise. I have a feeling the comments are going to have a lot of suggestions of other ways you can do this. But let's look at just one that I know pretty well within Magic Bullet Looks. We're going to drop looks onto some sample footage here. Within the Tools panel, we're going to play with a filter called Cosmo. Something that you'll pick up once you've played around with these a little bit is that you'll get better results from a skin retouching filter if you don't have a background and a foreground that's also kind of skin colored. Something SniperWolf often does is pose next to walls and furniture that are close enough to skin that I think it's throwing off her skin filter. Now you can see the skin finder already thinks that all of this is skin. It thinks the wall is skin. It sees her skin. It also sees the chair. It sees the fur carpet. Say you have a textured wall like this in your house, and the color is somewhat close to human skin. If you were to use the Cosmo filter here, you might notice that it's fixing the blemishes of the wall. Your whole house can become SniperWolfed. If you go overboard with skin filters, you'll notice that even jewelry will get corrected like a blemish, leaving, let's say, the charm just floating in the middle of your body like this. Now this is straight off of SniperWolf's channel. I haven't filtered this one yet. Here it is with a little extra filter. There it is without it. This charm is just sitting there in the middle of her chest like Tony Stark's arc reactor. And once you get the hang of how these work and what they're doing, you'll notice them all across TV, across YouTube, music videos, especially commercials like makeup commercials, shampoo commercials, razor commercials. Ooh, take a look at this weird sponsored video that Nikki and I made for Dollar Shave Club, and then afterwards, I'll show you how we use the skin filters within this footage.
We have a new member of the Dollar Shave Club.
Skin smoothing filters might get you more likes on Instagram, but if you want to feel smooth to the touch, Dollar Shave's high quality products have got you covered. From your face cheeks to your butt cheeks. For a limited time, Dollar Shave Club is basically giving away this starter kit to new members. It'll only cost you $5. The starter set features the Executive Razor and trial size versions of their most popular products to help you stay fresh and clean. In your first box, you'll receive their shave butter, which is not meant to be eaten. The Executive Razor features a premium, weighty handle and a full set of cartridges to get you started. You'll also receive their body wash, along with 3 one-wipe Charlie butt wipes. So you could go back to back to back, number 2, with the confidence that your butt is still number 1. Unlike, say, black steel mullets and caterpillar mustaches, spending a fortune on razor blade refills is a trend that's better off left in the past. So go to dollarshaveclub.com/nerdcity and try the best grooming products a man or a woman can get delivered straight to their door for just a few bucks a month. So that's dollarshaveclub.com/nerdcity to redeem this offer. Or just click the link in the description below.
Because this footage was lit with neon red and blue, the skin finder in Cosmo is going to do a really bad job at finding the skin. So instead, we're just dropping a general pop filter over this and then cranking it way down. You can see the effect of the pop filter here. It's closing up pores a little bit, giving everything a softer, more dreamlike feel. If you wanted to go crazy with it and make it really dreamlike, you just duplicate that effect a few times, and then you can really overdo it. All right, so that's episode 1 of Thought Patrol. If you see any YouTubers or Instagrammers or celebrities who could use a little thought control, feel free to leave a suggestion in the comments or tag me at TheNerdCity on Twitter, and I'll take a look. Thank you to the musician 1990X for letting us use that awesome dance song in the Dollar Shave commercial. And thank you to Dollar Shave for sponsoring the video in this channel. Please do check out the link below in order to grab the deal they're offering. They'll be happy to know that ad worked and that you came through here. Please do hit like and subscribe if you're new. And Nikki, if you'll dance us out.
Have a new member of the Dollar Shave Club.
Welcome